Good morning, afternoon, and evening, any managers. Welcome to your daily Lobotomy Corporation Abnormality Guide. I'm Manager Riley, once more, and today we have a duo episode of classification code O-01-12, which is the Old Lady, and T-04-53, name being Alriune, but for the simplicity of this video, I'll be calling it Faint Aroma. Also, good news for this video is this time I'll have a little dude to represent me somewhere in here. We'll start with Old Lady, then we'll move on to Faint Aroma. We'll start with the appearance, then move on to the story, then we'll move on to the ego set, and then test scores, what happens with it. Then we'll drag in Azazel from the LCA to discuss the ego gear we gave their sinners. Same for every other Abnormality Guide video. A photo will be put up on screen anytime we talk about appearance for stuff. Old Lady takes the form of a white-skinned, black-eyed elderly woman in a rocking chair who wears a long blue faded skirt, a faded purple blouse, and a white bonnet. The story for Old Lady is as follows. An abnormality taking the form of an old and feeble woman. Anytime someone enters this containment unit, it will talk to that person. What it tells differs from time to time. However, it always commences with "Dearie, dearie, would you like to hear a story?" The story could be a lullaby, an unspecified poem, a nursery rhyme, a common children's story, or something entirely new. It knows every children's story and will not stop recounting until the listener finally leaves. Excerpts from counseling records. She may be the loneliest of all the abnormalities. She's filled with loneliness and tells her tales to fill that void. Well, every story needs a listener. When someone enters her room, she'll try to fill that void. Of course, listening to her is a very dangerous thing. She knows that every story on Earth, and even those that cannot possibly exist, our minds can't cope with such a thing. She could fry your brain in an instant. That was a good story. Anyways, the ego set is called Solitude. The weapon in this set is a revolver. It is a 10th level weapon. It deals 2 to 3 white damage every shot, and it fires every 0.667 seconds and has a long range. You can own a max of 2 of these, and it costs 30 to produce. The suit is also a 10th level suit, and its defenses are as follows. It takes 1.5 times more damage from red, 0.8 times for white, and 0.8 times for black. Pale, you take 2 times damage from. You can own a max of 3 of these, and it costs 20 unique EK boxes to produce it. The ego gift is eyewear, they're glasses. You have an acquisition probability of 8%, and the effects have a work success rate of 3%, or plus 3, and work speed plus 3. Now, for the managerial guidelines, it'll be safe to say this first. Old Lady is not an escaping abnormality. Although she has a Clifford counter of 4, she cannot escape. For the managerial guidelines, this goes as follows. For the first one, when an abnormality other than Old Lady was worked on, the Clifford counter lowered. For number 2, when the Clifford counter reached 0, black shapes formed inside the containment unit. We've dubbed these shapes Solitude, based on the conditions in which they formed. For number 3, when the Solitude piled up, it stuck to, insert name here, when they entered the containment unit. For number 4, insert name here, had to deal with the continuous white damage until the Solitude eventually fell off. Until it was gone, they could not move or do any work on other abnormalities. Alright, moving on to the test scores for Old Lady. For Instinct, 1 and 2 will be the same at a 45% chance, while 3 to 5 will be the same at a 40% chance. For Insight, 1 and 2 will be a 45%, while 3 to 5 will be at a 50. For Attachment, which will be your best all around, 1 and 2 will be high at 65, while 3 to 5 will be 60. For Repression, all numbers will be at a 30% chance. She does 1 to 3 work damage and can produce a max of 14 EK boxes. For her outcome ranges are as follows. For a good work result, you need 11 to 14 positive EK boxes. For a normal work result, you need 6 to 10. And for a bad work result, you need 0 to 5. And her observation levels do as follows. If you get 1 observation level, which means you have 1 section unlocked, it gives a success rate bonus of plus 4% when working on her. If you have a observation level of 2, you get a plus 6 to your work speed added on when working on her, and it unlocks her ego suit and gift. When you get an observation level of 3, it adds a plus 4% to her success rate and unlocks her ego weapon. And when you get an observation level of 4, you get an additional 6 onto the work speed. Moving on to T-04-53, Alriune, which is a VAV abnormality. She has the appearance of a tall pink entity resembling a llama that has 6 pointed legs and an armless, human-like upper body covered in bright teal leaves. A head with empty flower-filled eyes, pink flowers coming out of her mouth, and also wears a pink oversized wide-brimmed hat with a teal leaf on one side, and pink flowers dangling from the brim. While this happens, pink petals also fall around her. The story is as follows. An abnormality that knows of spring genesis and autumn passing. Its surface is smooth as if it were ceramic. In the place where the abnormality's eye should be, it is empty. The cracks and openings are instead filled with glowing plants. Alriune is a lovely one. A doll yearned to be a human. It was adored by people, its pupils sorrowful. Alriune abandoned in a dark forest, its eyes stolen by crows, lusting for glitter. Its mind's life and heart slowly withered away. Alriune, lacking eyes but all seeing. A human yearned to be a doll, bearing the hope to return to dust. It shall go back to the grave with all that desire to live. This ego set is called Faint Aroma. The weapon in the set is a bob that deals 10 to 20 white damage every 2 seconds with a very long range. The weapon type is a crossbow, and you can own a max of 2 of these, and it costs 60 unique EK boxes to produce. But for the requirements, an employee must have a prudence of 3 to wield it. The suit is also a VAV suit, and the stats are as follows. 1.2 times red, 0.6 times white, 0.8 times black, and 1.5 times pale. You can own a max of 2 of these, and it costs 50 unique EK boxes to produce. But for the requirements, an employee must have a fortitude of 3 to wear it. The ego gift is a hat with an acquisition probability of 3. The effects are plus 4 SP and plus 2 work speed, along with plus 2 success rate. Alriune will instantly breach when her Glyphith counter is depleted. Her counter can fluctuate in many ways. It can decrease by 1 with a 70% chance when getting a good work result, and can also decrease by 70% when getting a bad work result. When Alriune breaches, she will teleport to a random hallway in the facility, though she will occasionally teleport into department main rooms. She has 1000 HP and does not move besides teleporting. She teleports by using pink flower-like curtains. Her breaching resistance are as follows. She takes 1.2 times red damage, 0 white damage, 0.5 times less black damage, and 1.5 times pale damage. When an employee is in the same room as her for about 15 seconds, 3 petals will gradually appear on the hallway ceiling. When all 3 petals are visible, Alriune will deal 50 to 70 pale damage to any employee in the same room, and will teleport to another location soon after. If the employee runs out of SP as a result of this effect, instead of going into a panic state, they will be killed and covered by a pink curtain like Alriune. If 60 seconds have passed without any other employees or targets in the same room, Alriune will teleport to a new location. She will repeat this until subdued or the day ends. When working on her, she deals 4 to 6 white damage every time a negative PE box is produced, and she can produce a max of 20 EK boxes. And her outcome ranges are as follows. For a good work result, you need 16 to 22 positive EK boxes. For a normal work result, you need 8 to 15. And for a bad work result, you need 0 to 7. When working on her, these are the work preferences for her. For instinct, 1 and 2 have a very low chance at 0. 3 has a common at 40. 4 has a common at 50, and 5 has a high at 60. For insight, 1 and 2 have a very low at 0, while 3 to 5 have a common at 55. For attachment, 1 and 2 are very low. 3 is common at 40, 4 is low at 30, and 5 is low at 20. For repression, there's a 0% chance on all numbers. For observation, her observation levels are as follows. When you unlock one section, you get work speed plus 3. When you get 2 sections unlocked, you get success rate plus 3% and unlock ego gift. When you unlock 3 sections, you get work speed plus 3 and you unlock the ego suit. When you have all details unlocked, you get success rate plus 3% and unlock the ego weapon. Now I'm going to drag Agent Azazel from the LCA to talk about the ego gear we gave their center.
Hello everybody, it's me, your friendly neighborhood researcher again from the LCA. My name is Azazel like usual, and today we're going to be talking about one of Dante's, aka the LCB's managers, IDs for student number 4, Ryoshu. Since we have talked about both Faint Aroma and Solitude, aka Alriune, and the Old Lady, we had to talk about Ryoshu's ID. His name is Lobotomy Ego, Faint Aroma, and Solitude. Now, its stats are a base health of 205 with speed of 327 with a defense of 60. The stagger thresholds are at 65% and 35%. Its resistance are base for slash and effective towards piercing and fatal towards blunt. Now let's move on to her skills. We'll focus on the skill 1s and then focus on the skill 2s later. Meaning, we're just going to do the part 1s and then the part 2s later. So, Realtor skill 1, part 1 is called Bang Bang, which is a... Oh crap, I forgot the name. Alright, hold on. It is a 2-coin gluttony skill with a base 4 pierce plus 4 for each coin. It has attack weight of 1, and its on-use description is coin power plus 1 for every 6 tremor plus sinking on target, max 2. Spending 1 bullet solitude on hit inflicts 2 sinking counts, and its second coin says spend 1 bullet solitude on hit inflicts a 3 tremor. Her skill 2 is Blossom Fragrance in the Void, which is a 3-coin envy skill with a base of 4 and plus 4 for each skill as a piercing skill. It has an attack weight of 1 again, and its description says on use coin power plus 1 for every 6 tremor plus sinking on target, max 2, and deals plus 1 damage. 1% damage for every faint aroma on target. Its coin ability says spend 1 bullet in solitude. On hit, inflict plus 3 sinking counts. Its second coin says inflicts 3 faint aroma and inflicts plus 2 tremor counts. And its third coin says inflicts 3 faint aroma and 2 tremor counts. Now let's move on to her skill 3, and then her defense. Full Bloom, which is a gloom skill with a base of 5 with a plus 4 modifier. As always, it's a pierce. It still has the attack weight of 1, and it says on use coin power plus 1 for every 6 tremor plus 6 sinking on target, max 2. Deals plus 1% damage for every faint aroma on target. Plus 1, its first coin says on hit inflicts 1 faint aroma, inflicts 2 sinking counts. Its second coin says inflicts 1 faint aroma on hit and inflicts 4 sinking potency. Its third coin says inflict 2 faint aroma, 2 tremor, and triggers a tremor burst, which, if you're unaware, tremor bursts can essentially reduce the amount of tremor potency and basically increases the stagger threshold of the enemy or the user. And lastly, on hit deals gloom damage equal to sinking on target, meaning that all of the sinking potency and count will equal to damage in gloom. Now its defense, which is called AAT, it is a evade skill with a single coin. So it is a base 4 plus 10 with an attack weight of 1. It says turn end, gain 10 petals once per turn, which gives you offense plus 1 for every 10 stacks, can be gained up to 15 stacks per turn. Gains 2 fragile and 2 power up for next turn. It's going to be only applied once per turn. Now let's move on to the part 2s of the skill 1 for skill 1 and skill 3. For skill 1-2 is called Stories That Never Cease. It's a 3-coin gluttony skill with a base of 9 and a plus 1. As always, piercing. Jesus Christ, Dante really has given us a lot of stuff. Anyways, attack weight of 3 is an unclotchable as well as unfocused volley, meaning that it will not target one single enemy, but taggers 3 different enemies randomly. It says, when this skill inflicts solitude, which Jesus Christ, there's a lot to read. Anyways. It says, take plus 10 damage from Gloom skills. SP units change their panic type to Solitude. Non-SP units gain plus 2 sinking count at end turn. End turn, lose 1 stack. This effect is not cumulative. Inflicting it will replace the current value with the inflicted value. Apply the non-SP units conditional to certain enemies that have SP but cannot change their panic type. Solitude panic type includes low morale, gain plus 2 sinking count at end turn, and panic, gain plus 3 sinking count at end turn. Now that we got that out of the way, let's continue reading. If the target has Solitude this turn, or will be inflicted with Solitude next turn, trigger Tremor Burst instead, then reduce target's Tremor count by 1. And its coin abilities are, on hit inflicts plus 1 sinking count, inflicts 2 Solitude, it inflicts 2 Tremor and Solitude, and its third coin is another plus 2 Tremor and Solitude for next turn. Now move on to skill 3-2, Magnificent End. It is a Gloom skill again, like it's 3-1, with a single coin base power of 2 with a plus 7 for its skill. It has an attack weight of 3 and is unclashable again. External offense cannot trigger the skill to be reused. Deal plus 30% damage for every excess attack weight beyond the number of actual targets and focus account of the part or the part. On use, final power plus 1 for every 5 sum of faint aroma on all targets, max 6. Attack end, lose all petals on self, and its single coin ability is inflicts 5 faint aromas, 3 sinking, 3 tremor, and triggers a tremor burst, then reduces target's tremor by 1 count. On hit, deals gloom damage equal to sinking on target. Now let's move on to the combat passive. The void that cannot be filled is her main combat passive, which states always active on encounters with plus 6 bullets. Add plus 1 bullet to Solitude if the enemy has less than 40 SP or is staggered beyond this stretch point, her clothes will fall. Who put this in my script? Did you put this here? Oh. Anyways. On an ally's attack end, use Bang Bang as an unopposed attack once per turn. It's similar to Gregor's Knight Captain Owl's attack, which is basically his merci. At attack end at 0, Solitude uses Stories That Never Cease as an unopposed attack against the target and consumes 10 SP to reload. Similar to her counterpart from Assault, aka Lobotomy Ego Hornet Assault Alteration. I butchered up the name, but who cares? Which also uses up SP for his reload. Her other passive, Unwithering Flowers, requires 1 sloth and 2 gloom. Gain 1 petals if the enemy takes sinking damage, gains petals equal to faint aroma inflicted every time enemies gain faint aroma. Gain 2 petals for every time Tremor Burst is triggered regardless of the units. Attack skill end at 30 plus petals uses Magnificent End against the target with the highest petal stack. Deals plus aroma on the target percent damage against staggered enemies. If the unit lost 10% of health this turn, heals 3% of the health and 10 SP. This can only be done once per turn. Her support passive is called Spring Genesis. It requires 3 slots to engage. When the ally with the fastest speed hits an enemy using a skill that inflicts sinking potency, count, or unique sinking, inflict 2 tremor and triggers Tremor Burst, then reduces the target tremor by 1 once per turn. That is all the information that has been given to me by Dante himself, aka the LCB's manager. I, Azazel, will be signing off and giving the rest of my time to Riley. Thank you for letting me listen. Thank you. Bye bye.
As Azazel said, thank you to anyone who chose to watch all the way to this point. Hope you have a good morning, evening, or night, and I will see you next time.